Jack Ringenberg Media.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to College Life Unscripted. And today I'm here with
Ryhanna.
Yes. Okay.
I'm back.
Guys, today we're talking about the dorm halls. Which
one we want to get started with? Because
we'll start with Studebaker West.
Studebaker.
So I interviewed Benjamin Branson, who is my friend Zach's roommate, and I asked him a couple questions. I asked everybody the same questions, basically. But I asked him, I was like, what's your favorite thing? And so our LLC is for the humanities and social sciences. So I was like, you know, what's your favorite part about it, Ben? And he said that the 7th floor, which is where the LLC, like, makerspace is, he said that that's one of his favorite places.
I didn't know the Stu West had a makerspace. I'm not even gonna lie.
I didn't know it did either.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, my friend Harley actually was one of 13 people who had access to the makerspace.
How many people live in Stu West?
900 people.
Period.
Yes.
Is it because they didn't know about it, or is it because
They just don't care. I don't know.
Well, period.
But yeah, he said that the 7th floor, like the public recreation. So if you go into the 7th floor, there's like couches and stuff, and then there's like communal bathrooms, and then there's the makerspace on the left side. There's like a study room, piano room, stuff like that. And then if you go like on the right side, there's pool tables on the 7th floor. We have them in the basement, but they're on the 7th floor. Oh, I said communal bathrooms. I mean gender neutral bathrooms. The communal bathrooms are like the regular bathrooms that we use. That's actually what I asked him. I was like, Ben, what's your least favorite thing? And he goes, the communal bathrooms. And I was just like, well,
Yeah.
this building is old, so, well. And then I was like, the next question I asked him, I said, what would you change about it? And then he said, the communal bathrooms. I'm going to be honest, I don't really mind them. Compared to other dorms, I actually prefer the Studebaker West bathrooms. Stu West bathrooms.
See, my thing is, I've been in your guys' bathroom before. I've never taken a shower there.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard it really wasn't that bad. Other than getting calls about there being too much stuff in the showers. A lot goes down in there, I feel.
I'm going to be honest, I think the worst thing that's ever happened in the Stu West shower is the poop. People pooping in the shower.
And then stomping it in the drain.
Yeah.
Don't forget that part.
No, that was awful. It was, oh my god, it was so bad. I asked him why he picked Stu West, and he said that he had no choice. It was the overflow. So like he just got put into Stu West. And then I asked him where else he would live, and he said probably in the North neighborhood. He didn't really specify, or he'd live in Kinghorn. I do not know what his major is, so whatever his LLC was, I would say go there, but that's about it. But
I've been thinking, and this might be bad to say, but I feel like a lot of people treat Ball State like colonial times America. No, not colonial times, like North and South.
what the
like Confederate America. I feel like a lot of people treat it that way. Because they're like, yeah, I would love to live in North neighborhood, man. I mean, they're all free up there. They just do whatever they want. They got North dining, like they're living good. And then people talk about the South, like Stu West, and they're like, there's shootings, weed, guns, and I'm like,
poop in the showers.
I'm like, what is going on? And then I go there, and it's really not that bad.
I'm gonna be honest. I think the North neighborhood is worse than like Stu West and East, Woodworth, like all that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Anyway,
but that was all that Ben had to say. I don't talk to him very often about Stu West. I don't talk to a lot of people often about Stu West because I mean, like, all my friends, basically, most of my friends live in Stu West because I also live in Stu West.
I don't.
Ryhanna doesn't live in Studebaker West.
I fortunately live up north with all the free people and live my life unafraid.
In a building that's not even yours.
Up next, we have Stu East. She's a cutie girl. I love Stu East. I've never been in it, but
I've never either. She's literally made of glass.
So we interviewed, Kayce interviewed Jackson and George. # love you. if you're listening. Anyway, so he said that his favorite thing of the dorm is
the floor to ceiling window
ratio, like the how high the ceilings are.
Like the window is from the floor to the ceiling.
You're kidding.
I'm not joking. I think that's what he said. I mean, I literally have that text message.
Okay, so period. That's his favorite part.
I guess so.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
I feel like that's a hazard. BSU, get your stuff together.
Is my floor to ceiling window.
So that's yes, floor to ceiling window.
That's what I said.
Anyway, and then next thing he says, his least favorite thing is no space.
Those rooms look tiny.
Probably because of the floor to ceiling window in his room.
Probably
takes up half of that wall space that could have just been made. Yeah. But anyway, and he said the one thing that he would change is change the size of each room and closet. That could easily be fixed if they didn't have a floor to ceiling window.
If they had a fourth wall.
If they had a fourth wall, I feel like a lot of the issues could be fixed. So I don't understand. Okay, Ball State. Anyway, and then he said that he didn't care where he lived, so he just picked Stu East.
So I think his roommate is because Stu East is the sports LLC.
Yes.
So I think his roommate does something with sports. So I think he got placed with his roommate.
And he just didn't care where they were.
Yeah, I genuinely don't think that he cared where he lived, but...
Period. And then he said if he could change where he would live, he would live in Northwest, which that is such a nice dorm. I personally feel like
that's also
is the
his
nicest...
LLC. I think he's an education major.
I feel like those are the nicest dorms on campus. Is Northwest.
Northwest, yes. Yeah.
Because I would say Stu East, but with these floor to ceiling windows, I don't know.
That's the biggest.
I wonder, does it take up the whole wall? Is it floor to ceiling and wall to wall width?
I think it's only those two window panes big.
That would be sorry guys, I'm being shown. Okay.
The windows aren't that big, but I know that they're these windows.
Yeah.
So
I fuck with that. I fuck with those windows right there. So actually I retract all my answers. Jackson George, I fully agree with you. That would also be my favorite attribute of this dormitory. Dormitory's crazy. Sorry. I love those floor to ceiling windows. Oh, that natural lighting. Golden hour? Ooh. Are you facing the sun?
Oh no, because where Stu East is, if you live on it faces this way. So if you live on this side, you're facing Carson Street. And
so where does he live?
I don't know.
Cool. Get to me on that, Jackson George.
All right. Next, I filmed my roommate. Not film. Wait, pause.
We filmed her roommate.
Next, I interviewed my roommate, Chloe. I love you so much, queen. But we're going to play the clip of that interview. So, there you go. Hey, guys. I'm here with
Chloe.
Chloe is my roommate, and she used to live in Woodworth. So, I'm going to ask her a few questions about Woodworth. What was your favorite thing about Woodworth?
The dining hall.
Yeah.
Because it's easy access. There's a lot of stuff there.
What was your least favorite thing about Woodworth?
There's no AC, and the showers suck.
Can you debrief on the showers?
The showers, it's like camp showers. There's no privacy in any way. They're always dirty. It's gross. It's really gross. And then whenever it gets really cold, the wind will come through and make the doors bang, and it sounds like someone's at your door knocking. Yeah. And it's really cold when it's cold outside there.
Yeah. What's something you would change about Woodworth?
The structure of the building, because it's really old. It's very odd it shows. Yes, yeah. It is very odd shaped also.
Every time I'm in there, I'm just this is an old ass building.
It's very old.
Yeah. Why did you pick Woodworth?
I didn't pick it. It's just because everyone in like the major that I had,
The health.
they just automatically put me there. Yeah.
And then, well, if you could live anywhere else, where would you live?
Either probably I'd say Kinghorn. Probably it's very nice. It's very nice in Kinghorn.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, well, thank you.
Yes.
The next person I interviewed was a random desk worker named Bailey. I didn't get her last name.
She harassed her.
No. So
film this episode, please.
I actually was like, "Hey, girl, what's your last name?" And she told me, and I was just like, "Okay." Like I didn't know how to spell it, and I didn't hear her. She lived in Park Hall. I've never been in Park Hall. She's cutesy, but so I asked her. I was like, "What's your favorite thing?" And she said that she's an RA. So she really likes the community, but she also likes how close it is to everything. So like here's Park Hall, and then there's DeHo, and then there's Woodworth, which is also the dining hall. I asked her what her least favorite thing was. She said the gym is it's too small and it's always full. The gym. Okay.
Period. Can't say I've ever been in mine either, so.
I've been in ours once.
Did you work out?
Mm-hmm. I walked a mile.
Walk a mile in
these Louis Vuittons.
Anyway, sorry.
and then I asked Bailey what she would change about the dorm, and she said the gym. She would make it bigger. Which
so
honestly,
she's a workout queen. Yes. Is what I'm getting from this.
Literally. I asked her why she lived in Park Hall, and she said that her friends from high school live there, and it's also really close to everything. And she said that it's like homey. I get that. It looked homey whenever I was walking in. I was just like, oh, like this is like nice and cutesy, you know, whatever. And then I asked her, I was just like, where else would you live? And she said Kinghorn. She said it's the same homey vibe as Park Hall. So I was just like, okay. Kinghorn kind of gives off like
big 5-star Michelin star restaurant.
I was gonna say like 5-star hotel, a Michelin
Yes.
5-star restaurant. Okay. Michelin 5-star restaurant. Or like 5-star hotel, like connected to a mall. Like I don't know, it's just
Connected to a food court. That's like literally what it is.
But it has Tom John's.
Right. So next up, we have DeHorty, aka DeHo. DeHo. Anyway.
I talked about that on the Yik Yak episode. DeHo the lesbians.
DeHo the lesbians. Anyway. So this person that she interviewed is Sean. And he said that his favorite part is how it's kind of exclusive. So the thing about DeHorty is they are the Honors LLC, which, by the way, I got into.
I also got into that.
Okay. So I got into the Honors College LLC, and I was supposed to be living in DeHo, but kind of decided against that because college is a lot as it is, and you would have to take extra low-key unnecessary classes.
The Honors College is a scam.
The Honors College is a scam. Anyway.
It's just extra work. There is no work.
And then you live in
DeHo.
a subpar.
With all the lesbians.
Right. Yes.
We love you, lesbians.
Yes, I was about to say, disclaimer, we love the lesbians. Anyway, so he said that his favorite part is kind of how it's exclusive. It's like a VIP club or whatever. Anyway, and he said that he hates how thin the walls are. Mm-hmm. That's what you get for exclusive. Anyway, and then he said one thing he would change is the hallways are way too narrow, and whenever there's a group of people walking, it gets awkward. So unless the group of people is just standing in the hallway, which is a little weird, by the way, you should be able just to...
You don't just stand in your hallway?
Nope.
I do it all the time.
Well, you look like a hallway stander. What the fuck, to be honest.
What does that
mean? But yeah, so that's kind of how I feel about that. So if you're a hallway stander, don't go to your room.
No.
Right.
I'm sorry.
So next he said he chose DeHo because obviously he got into the Honors College. And he said, I knew I would be surrounded by people who would be in the same classes as me. Which, yeah, that's understandable. And then he said if he could live anywhere else, it'd be Kinghorn as if he wasn't exclusive enough, he decided he would go to Kinghorn because the rooms are bigger and there are a lot more amenities than DeHo. Which, low-key, yeah. DeHo is like an exclusive honors-only LLC club. But then, like, I feel like they don't get the honors LLC treatment.
No, they really don't.
And that's kind of why I decided not to live in DeHo either, because I was like, I could live here, but then I also have my own LLC that has better dorms, and we're not an honors, like, dorm.
Yeah, no.
So I fully agree with you, to be honest. What does Kinghorn do to get all these amenities? What's the LLC again?
Business.
Business?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. Anyway.
The next person I interviewed was Noah Scouten. He lives in Northwest. Yes, Noah, we love you. So I asked him what his favorite thing was, but now I'm reading it, and I was just like, He likes how small it is. He knows a lot of people there, and they're always close, so if he wants to hang out with them, he doesn't have to go far. I do know what he's talking about because not to air out your business, Noah, but he has friends that, like, live on, like, the second floor, I think. I went down there with him one time, and I was just like, damn, this is really close. Like,
it is, like, super small, like, because, like, obviously we both have friends that live there, and, like, sorry, I'm gonna name drop Emma. So their dorm is literally, like, they give a whole wing to themselves. So, like, you go up the elevator, and then, like, they have, like, the whole east wing to themselves.
But I do know that his friends don't live very far from him, because I know that, yeah, they're just close. I asked him what his least favorite thing was. He said it's so far from most of his classes, which, if I remember, we ran into each other in the Burkhart building, which that is super far away from Northwest. In my opinion,
it's a 15-minute walk, by the way. Well, no. From Beyerl from Northwest to, like, the Foundational Science building, you're cutting it close. If you're, like, an average speed walker, you're cutting it close to about 20 to 25 minutes across campus. To the Burkhart building.
And that's if you take a bus.
Yes. To the Burkhart building, that's about a 15-minute walk for him. And a lot of the times in, like, the winter and the summer, like, when it gets, like, super hot or super cold, you just gotta hope for the best and hope you get a bus. Hope
that it's not jam-packed full.
Right.
I asked him what he would change about it, and he said that he would move it closer to his classes.
Take up the building and move it closer.
I asked him why he chose it. He said it's his LLC. I don't know if him or his roommate chose it. I do know that he got a random roommate, but I was just like, yeah, because me and him hung out every day for, like, the first month and a half of school.
So I didn't really know Kayce. Like, we knew of each other, but, like, I didn't really know her until, like, probably, like, the third month of, before that, probably by, like, the second month of school. Anytime I would see her, she would be with Noah. And, like, the first time her and I had, like, dinner together, we were with Noah. This isn't any offense. I love you, Noah. I'm just saying, like.
I think about it all the time because I saw him the other day at North Dining and I was like, I used to hang out with him every single day.
And now she hangs out with me every day. Huh. Noah, stole your bitch. What you gonna do about it?
I haven't hung out with Ryhanna in 2 weeks.
Okay, so.
Sorry.
I quit.
Oh. I quit. It's crazy.
Anyway.
And then I asked him if he could pick anywhere else. He said Woodworth. What the fuck?
By the way.
He said it's because they have a dining hall in the hall.
Okay.
Woodworth is so...
AC?
Yeah. Woodworth is so gross. I talked about that with Chloe. Yeah.
The next two we've filmed. So for Schmidt Wilson, we have our friend John, and he just talks about everything that's in the dorm, which, by the way, it's a really nice dorm. So
wrong. Sorry. Hey, everybody. I am here with...
My name is John Reach.
What's your favorite thing about your dorm?
My favorite thing about my dorm is the Black Box Theater that is on the first floor of my dorm.
Okay. What is your least favorite thing about your dorm?
Not to clock it, the people. It's so hard living with theater majors.
Yeah.
They are so annoying. As a theater major.
I understand. No, I get it.
Yeah, they're quite annoying.
I understand. What are some things or like what's one thing that you would change about your dorm?
If I had to change a thing about my dorm, I would change, you know, I don't think I would change anything. At the
Really?
end of the day, I'm really happy here. The dorm's nice.
Yeah.
Even though I don't like the people because they can be a little annoying and dramatic, I really enjoy our little community that we have here.
Well, that's cute. I like that. Why did you pick your dorm, or did your roommate pick your dorm?
So I picked our dorm because I am a part of the Fine Arts LLC.
Yeah.
So I wanted to live in Schmidt Wilson, and so did my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided to do that, and we really chose it because we liked having the music rooms and the theater. We thought it was really nice to have those maker spaces.
Okay. And then my last question for you, John, is if you could live anywhere else other than Schmidt Wilson, where would you live?
I could say Woodworth because I'm a big bag and I just want to be able to go downstairs to get food. But I'm going to say Northwest. Those ceilings are fire.
They are so very tall. Yes. Oh my God. That was my favorite thing. Like, I had a friend who lived there and they were very tall. They make the rooms look more spacious, I think.
They do because they're higher up. But
no, literally.
With them being higher up, you lose a little space, like, width-wise.
Yeah.
So.
They're kind of like your guys' dorms right now, but taller.
Yes.
That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Well, that's all I have for you, John. Thank you so much.
Right. And then the next one is with our two closest friends, Kira and Paige. They talked about their dorm, BotSwin, and that's the Media LLC.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, and by the way, Schmidt Wilson is the Performance Arts LLC and Fine Arts. So, yeah, go ahead and put these in here.
Hey, guys. I am here with
Paige Shook
and Kira Schrader.
And where do you guys live?
BotSwin, Swinford Hall.
Yes. Okay. My first question is, what's your guys' favorite thing about your dorm?
Okay, so this is Paige speaking. My favorite thing about this dorm is personally me and Kira's room. It's just really homey and pink, and we both have very similar like feel for how we like our room to look, and so we both get along with it. And more specifically within that room is my bed because it's just really comfortable.
Always love my bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I love how pink our dorm is, and I also personally think my bed is very comfy because I have like extra padding, and I also love we have a pink American flag of Jacob Elordi on our wall, and we have a couple flags.
Smash.
Yeah, it's really great.
Okay, what's your guys' least favorite thing?
My least favorite thing is when the bathrooms run out of toilet paper for the weekends and they won't restock them until Mondays.
Period.
Oh, my least favorite thing is probably the neighbors always being loud. Specifically, one of our neighbors likes to leave their alarm on for like hours. Yeah. Don't like that.
They did it today actually, and yesterday.
Walls are paper fucking thin.
Yeah.
Because Schmidt Wilson is the exact same. What is something you guys would change about BotSwin?
Okay. If I had to change something, it would be the floor, the singular laundry room is at. Because personally, I am a bigger gal. Obviously, y'all can't see me because it's a podcast. But I'm a bigger gal, and I don't want to fee-fi-fo-fum my way down to the laundry room whenever I have dirty clothes and dirty sheets. So can we please, if not have, like, if we only have one, can we, like, make it the second floor? Like, that'd just be perfect. And
yeah,
also,
how many floors are there? 5?
5 or so, I think so, yeah, 5.
5, I'd say.
And it's all the way on the bottom floor. And I'm just like,
tucked into a back corner.
I'm like, okay, seriously, it pissed me off. Whatever.
Yeah. Paige is a real one for that. I was gonna say, so our custodians, I love them. They do a great job of cleaning our bathrooms, but it'd be better if they clean them every day because people like to be messy. Our neighbors like to be messy and use all the toilet paper literally in one day, and it sucks. But
there is showers. Like the dorms that have the showers, like the pods, I think that's what they're called. are so nasty and gross. They're also like that at Schmidt Wilson.
Like the first day, they're like so amazing, and then you go in like literally an hour later after the custodians just cleaned it, and it's like there's hair all over, and I'm like, okay, seriously, like clean up after yourself.
That's why I like the communal.
You can literally move the shower head. Like Danny has said that. Danny, our RA, name dropping really quick. Anyway, she literally like is like, hey, you can move the shower head to clean the walls, clean the ground. No one ever does it.
No.
I'm like, okay, so.
Yeah.
Why did you guys pick BotSwin?
So I'm the one that did the picking for both me and Kira because I was a sophomore, and so I got like first come first serve compared to her as an incoming freshman. So I picked it because I liked the location in the North neighborhood. I lived here last year over in Northwest. I really, really liked it, and I picked here because I couldn't get into Northwest, but I wanted to stay in the North neighborhood. So
Yeah, I kind of just went with whatever she picked. But I mean, I was fine with whatever. You know, she's a sophomore, so she knows what's best. But I really like North Neighborhood. I like BotSwin. So
That's not bad.
yeah, it's not horrible.
I like the placement. Like we're really close to the dining hall, and
But it's so far away from all the buildings.
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that once
It's
you
not
catch a
horrible.
bus.
Yeah.
Once you catch a bus,
It's all right.
a green loop. All right, and then my last question for you guys is: if you could live anywhere else, where would you live?
I tried to get into Northwest, so they were full when I had my time slot. I really like Northwest. Obviously, I stated I lived there last year, but I really like Northwest because of the makerspace, and it makes sense for my major because I'm an education major, and so the makerspace had like lots of like arts and craft things, big expo marker, like whiteboards, like a whole bunch of stuff like that, printers, but I really loved being down there and being crafty and stuff like that, but they were full, so I didn't get that choice anymore.
What about you here?
See, I just changed my major, so we're in like the dorm that
You're a media.
The LLC.
yeah, I'm technically in my
yeah.
LLC, yeah, but I just changed my major, so I don't really care about that anymore. I just changed it to marketing. Pretty excited, but I feel like Kinghorn would be pretty cool to live in.
Yeah.
So
I've had a lot of people say Kinghorn.
yeah,
Because it's nice.
Kinghorn,
and
the
fancy.
rooms are
Yeah.
really big, especially if you get a corner one, if you get lucky.
I would say
yeah.
I personally would live in Northwest.
love
I love
Northwest.
how tall their ceilings are.
I loved it over there because, I don't know, the rooms were so much bigger, the closet felt so much bigger. Like, I walked in here and I was like, holy cow, like, I thought they were going to be the same size as last year's rooms,
Yeah.
and it's just, like, so much tinier.
So
But,
much tinier. No.
I mean, also, with it being tinier, it makes it seem more homier because there's not
That's what I
much
was gonna say.
room
Yeah.
for other stuff. Like, it's just
I'm
simple.
also used to like having a tiny room, so I don't really mind
Mhm.
this. I
Yeah.
like it.
All right. Well, thank you guys.
Yes.
And then our next interview is actually with Ryhanna. So Ryhanna, where do you live?
Fun fact.
So she
This
actually
is my
lives.
dorm. So I technically live in two places. I live with my boyfriend in Schmidt Wilson, but technically I'm assigned to be living in Beyerl. I lived there for like a month and a half, so I know all the ins and outs.
I've been in Beyerl a few times. I've been in Rihanna's dorm. I've been in other dorms in Beyerl. They're nasty. Clean your fucking rooms. Clocked. So Ryhanna, what is your favorite thing about Beyerl?
My favorite thing about Beyerl,
It's how I don't live there.
no, actually Beyerl is an extremely nice dorm, and what I like about it is that like I don't know how to explain it, but like I feel like it's super like accessible. Like our makerspace is super nice. And like our dorms all together are super nice. So I just think that my favorite part is the dorm in general. It's super like open. It's made out of glass, but like not completely to the point where I'm like, what the fuck? But it's like made out of glass to the point where like it feels like very luxurious and bougie and like
Oh my god, there was a tornado last week.
talk about it. Yeah.
And like I was talking to one of my friends, his name is Charlie. He lives in Beyerl. And I was like, where were you guys? And he said all shoved into a corner, like a back corner in Beyerl.
Yeah.
Because the whole building, like that
They don't
whole
have a basement.
that whole front window is glass. Like that whole front half of that building is glass. I was just like, awesome.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking at the foundational sciences building.
I wish that building was not on campus.
Like that whole front window, like that whole front half of that building is glass. If you
Yeah.
were in a tornado, you'd die.
Yeah.
What's your least favorite thing about Beyerl? How controversial can we get here?
Some of the people that live there, I feel, don't know
Hate the people that live in Beyerl.
proper etiquette and how to treat people and how to talk to people like they're actual people. Snaps and claps. So yeah, and also, so that's the STEM LLC. For those of you who don't know what STEM is, it's science, technology, engineering, and math.
You computer
So-
science majors disgust me.
So I am a pre-med biology major, which is changing soon, thank God. Couldn't do that anymore. So a lot of those people are super snobby. Like when you ask them to explain something, like you're just trying to make friends and you're like, oh, let's do our homework together. They're like, that's not how you do it. You're wrong. Baby, you didn't know how to do this literally a fucking week ago either. And you're gonna sit here and tell me I'm wrong? Right. So I just don't like how some of these people are so stuck up because they are in the STEM fields. And that's a whole other topic on its own. I could go on for hours, but we only got this room for 2, so I'm good.
Okay. What is something that you would change about Beyerl?
Something I would change about Beyerl is the people that live there.
Yes.
Also, I would have to agree with Noah how far it is, because for the first month and a half of school, which I was fine with because it's a really nice walk. Campus is honestly super, super pretty, and like depending on what path you take, you can like walk through the trees and like you can walk by a frog baby. It's a really pretty campus. Except for when it's like 95 degrees outside.
Or it's
and-
negative 12 degrees outside.
Right, and the buses are full, you're late to class, and now you have a 15-minute walk in either scorching hot weather or freezing your balls off winter. So it's kind of like a give and take, and I live in the foundational science building, basically. That's where all my classes are, and I genuinely hate every second of it. People love that building, but they don't understand the horrors that goes on in there. I cry every time I'm in there, whether it's class, studying, a meeting with my TA. I cry. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about it. I'm looking at it right now and I have tears like welling up in my eyes. Like I hate it that much. I actually just came from a 3-hour lab right before this. A 3-hour lab for redox equations. We're not going to get into that. Anyway, if you guys want a podcast about how to solve redox equations, let me know.
We don't want that.
Good, because I don't either, because I don't know how to do it.
Why did you pick Beyerl?
Because it was my LLC.
Mm-hmm.
So at first, I always wanted Beyerl because the first time that I came on campus, like when I was still in high school, she said that was a STEM LLC, and I was like, I want to live there.
Mm-hmm.
It was really nice. It was literally the only dorm I took a tour of, by the way. So I was like, oh my God, this is such a nice dorm. I want to live here. I'm going to be here every single day. And yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be here every single day. I'm going to do my work, whatever, yada, yada, and I'm not. I actually hate Beyerl now. I'm actually packed up out of my dorm, by the way, guys. It's packed. I literally just have to pack my car, and then I'm, like, out of that room.
My last question for you, Ryhanna, is, well, if you could live anywhere else, where would you live? And you cannot say Schmidt Wilson.
So I'm actually living in Schmidt Wilson next year. But that's because that's my new LLC, because of my majors changing from pre-med biology to music education.
Yes!
Anyway, but if I could live anywhere but that, so I'm rooming with my best friend from high school, and she's an education major, and she lives in Northwest, and when I tell you that is the nicest dorm I've ever been in my life, and I've been in every dorm on this campus except for Kinghorn and Noyer and Park.
DeHo?
But, like, she has the best dorm. I feel like the ceilings are so high. It's cold in there. It's homey, and I love it. So I want to live in Northwest. Like, I want to change my room to Northwest.
For our next interview, we're going to be talking to Callie from Kinghorn. Yes! Hey guys, I'm here with
Callie McFarland.
And where do you live, Callie?
Kinghorn.
Awesome. Okay, what is your favorite thing about Kinghorn?
Probably. Can I say 2 things?
You can say however many things you want.
Okay. Definitely having Tom John's downstairs. And also the views from all the windows. Yes, I get great sunset pics.
The glorious ass end of Studebaker West. Love Stu West. I'm sorry. Anything else? So stupid.
Yeah, I mean, everything else is pretty chill, but those are my favorite parts.
Yeah. What's your least favorite thing about Kinghorn? Stu West being directly across the street.
Oh, yeah. Have you to look out my window and see Stu West? No. Honestly, it's more so just like the smell of weed, but I feel like you get that with every dorm, so.
I'd say so. What is something you would change about Kinghorn?
Make it closer to my classes. It's not that far away, but make it closer to class.
Yeah. Why did you pick Kinghorn?
I actually didn't. I didn't even know it existed, but when I was supposed to like get housing, the housing portal went down, and so my roommate and I just got like put into Kinghorn because she's a business major. So like we walked in and my dad's like, wow, this is like a 5-star hotel, and I'm like, heck yeah.
Could you imagine being like randomly placed into Kinghorn?
I got so lucky.
fucking
People
amazing.
hate me every time I tell them, oh yeah, I'm just in Kinghorn. They're like, oh,
Like,
okay.
randomly placed into Kinghorn is crazy. Okay, and my last question is, if you could live anywhere else, where would you live?
I feel like
You have to.
if
you
I
have to go somewhere
had
else.
to pick, I don't really know the dorms like too well. Maybe like Schmidt Milson, just because I have a lot of friends there.
It's not bad.
Yeah, like at least we have like, even though it's far away from everything, at least there's North
Yeah.
right next to it.
Yeah, you're like right there next to that dining hall.
Yeah.
Dining hall, right?
Doing.
Okay. Okay, well that's all I had, but thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Yes. So she's actually here right now to make an edit to her previous statements about Kinghorn because
she lied.
she didn't lie. She just changed her mind.
Yeah, like originally I didn't have like really anything I would change about Kinghorn. It's pretty good, but it doesn't really feel homey. Like the floors are like those classroom tile floors, and they're beige walls. Like it just feels like you're sleeping in a classroom, and it's hard to like you get like some rugs, but like the bright white ceiling light, like yeah, it just feels like you're sleeping in a classroom.
Yeah.
It probably does feel like you're sleeping in a classroom because your rooms are so dang big.
Literally.
Let's talk about it. You guys get sweets.
Ours is like L-shaped, and so like the only way to fit both of our beds is lofting them.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like nowhere you can really like sit. Like it's such an awkward shape.
Yeah.
Well, okay, like it depends, because the way the like, if you get one of the semi-private bathrooms, the 2 rooms that are closest to the bathrooms on either side are L-shaped, and so like they're just built really weird, and yeah, there's like no room to really like. We have so much furniture in there that
You guys do
protest.
have a lot of furniture.
Yeah.
It's like it's the beds, the desks, the
desk,
drawers.
the drawers, and
A
the
couch,
and a shelf.
a coffee maker.
I wish.
They don't have that.
Yeah, so like you
That-
have to loft the
That I
beds to
can
fit
attest for.
everything.
They don't. Is a test a word? Did I just make
They
that shit
have a
up?
fireplace.
Actually, no. And then I know, like, one of our neighbors, like, their room is so small, their beds are, like, toe-to-toe. And so, like,
Oh.
they're sleeping, yeah, it's really weird. Like, they're not actually
What
that
does
big.
What does Beyerl have to offer, Ryhanna?
Beyerl?
Do you remember? Because
Yes.
you've been there so long.
Yeah, I do. I have a 55-inch flat screen TV in my room.
That came with the room.
That came with the
The
room?
shit that came with the room.
So first of all, dorms aren't really supposed to really come with anything. They give you your basic essentials: dresser, desk, bookshelf, bed.
I did not get a bookshelf.
You also got a big ass handicap room.
Desk and
So I
Nobody
feel like
asked me about my room. That's why I haven't said anything.
okay, Kayce, let's talk about your room.
Okay,
since you want to talk about it so bad.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Why not?
What's your favorite thing?
I like how big my fucking room is.
Wrong. You live in Stu West. You hate everything about it.
I do not hate everything about Stu West.
She's lying.
I'm not lying.
Okay. What's something you would change about it? Not living in Stu West.
Bitch, no. I like living in Stu West.
Okay.
What makes you think I'm lying?
Lion?
Lying.
Lying, not lying.
What makes you think
That's
I'm
an animal.
lying?
Because you complain all the time.
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay, anyway, what's something you would change? Go.
I don't like where it's located.
She doesn't like where her big handicap room is located,
Not my
guys.
fucking room, the building, jackass.
Why? Just buy everything.
By nasty ass Woodworth?
Woodworth food is good, first of all. Bye.
No.
You're right across the street from Tom John's, and you can't stop talking about that.
Because I love Tom John's.
Anyway, what's your least favorite? Okay, next question.
Wait, I was thinking. Wait, damn. I don't like.
ask me about my room. She doesn't even know what she likes.
Like, I don't like how much like the weed. Like it smells so bad. That's like the least favorite thing about dorm.
Oh, why did you pick your dorm?
I didn't pick my dorm. My old roommate Bree picked my dorm.
Made a big fuss about that answer.
Yeah, because you were fucking wrong.
Anyway, next fucking question. If you could live anywhere else, where would it be and why?
Oh fuck. Northwest.
Of course.
I like how tall the
You want to
ceilings
be
are.
me so bad.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know exactly what that means. Where else am I supposed to live? BotSwin? Their showers are fucking
Outside.
nasty. With you? Oh,
Was that racist?
no. What?
It's okay.
How was that racist? No, I would pick Northwest. JK lol, I lied. I would not pick Northwest. That
Now
shit-
she's changing her answer because I
Yeah.
called her out.
No, because
Okay.
Northwest, it's so far away from everything. Why the fuck would I live there? And if their bathrooms are exactly like Schmidt's, Beyerl's, and BotSwin's, I'd rather choke on dirt.
Well, you're up on the north side rather much.
Okay, so I'll just live in a trash can.
You already do.
Oh my fucking god, she got me. Oh my god, she just spilled her water everywhere. Anyway.
So I have an Awala. Am I allowed to say their name? Okay. I didn't know if you had like a sponsorship thing. Sorry, Jack.
No.
We're not getting enough views for that.
My bad.
Oh my god. No, I don't have a Stu East. No, fuck. All these buildings suck.
Maybe your house next semester.
Oh my god, wait, yeah, I'm living in a house next
Oh
year.
my
Duh.
Duh.
I forgot about my house. I love my little house. She's so cute.
Obviously not enough.
I forgot about her. How did I forget
Forgot.
about that?
So next up we have Jack's interview. We love
Yes,
Jack.
We love you, Jack.
You live in
Noyer.
Noyer.
Period.
I heard that was hospital-like. Is it? Yeah.
And then we already filmed that one, so
Put the clip.
so our first guest actually is the producer of this show. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I am Jack. I'm the producer of College Life Unscripted and the CEO of Jack Ringenberg Media, my media production company, the one that produces this show.
Yay!
Thanks for having me on.
Okay, so Jack lives in Noyer,
I do, yes.
and I'm just gonna ask a few questions. So, like, what's your favorite thing about your dorm?
My dorm is a little bit of a special case because I live in a dorm that has its own private bathroom, and it's nice, and we're on a quiet floor. The quiet floor is probably one of the things I really love. But the private bathroom is the favorite thing about my specific dorm. It's just so nice. Most of the dorms in Noyer have a Jack and Jill type bathroom where 2 rooms share one, which that's really nice too.
So you get because I know some people who live in Noyer and they do the Jack and Jill bathrooms.
Yeah, that's the majority, as I learned when I was doing the housing portal thing.
Well, that's not too bad.
No, it's not.
My next question is what's your least favorite thing about your dorm?
The least favorite thing.
Because I've only been in Noyer once.
I
hate your guys' elevators.
I've never taken the elevators. I don't
Really?
think. No, because I live on the 2nd floor, so it's just right
That
there.
makes sense, yeah.
It's really nice. That's actually that's something I like too. I love Noyer. I love it so much. One thing maybe I don't like as much is that since it is 4 buildings in one, I have to walk all the way to the other side of the building anytime I have a package or anything, which is really annoying. And I think I don't exactly know why they do that. Because there's like a front desk like right at Baker, which is like where I live. Baker Hall, there's like a front desk there, but it's like closed and it says go to the like what Clipple or whatever it is, like
Clipple,
on the other side of the building, which it's like it's not a huge thing, but it's just kind of a little annoying thing.
I always thought it was Kipple and not Clipple.
Oh, is it?
It is Clipple, I think, but I always thought it was Kipple.
Oh.
That's what made me think of that. I thought it was funny.
There's a very real chance I could be pronouncing it wrong.
I have no idea.
I don't know
it's
either.
on the door every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the walking the distance would get on my nerves.
Yeah.
What is something that you would change about Noyer?
Something I would change? I would maybe bring back the Noyer Market Cafe thing because I was doing some research and it looks like they used to have like a whole kind of like Woodworth type dining area there. And now it's just like a depressing like seating area where they've got some like pool. There's like, I think a pool table. There's, what's it called? The one game with the, it's like foosball. Yeah. I was going to say it's like a frat house or not frat. Well, it's like
bachelor soccer
pad.
Yeah.
Like every bachelor pad like has that foosball. Yeah. They've got like a foosball table and then just like a bunch of like seating. And it's really depressing. But like when you walk by like what would have been like the kitchen area before, you can like look into the doors and you can see like all the stuff is just back there. And
I have seen that. I was just like,
it's just like so depressing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd maybe bring that back. I don't know. I kind of like how nobody really goes to Noyer though. So I don't know if I'd like that. But it'd make it really convenient. Like if I wanted to just get food at night.
That would be, yeah. I mean, I would get that. Did you pick your dorm or like why did you pick your dorm or were you just placed in Noyer?
I was just placed in Noyer, but now that you've asked about it, I'll tell you the story. So, my freshman year, I was like trying to find a roommate or whatever, and then my current roommate found me on the housing portal, and he has a different major than me, and so we like matched up or whatever, and I was like, he was like, where do you want to live? And I was kind of like BotSwin because, that's the media LLC. And I'm a media major. So I was like, that'd be nice. So when the housing portal opened, I guess my ticket was before his or something like that. But when the thing opened, I like was trying to get us a room in BotSwin or like a surrounding thing, but it just like wouldn't work. It said like your roommates, qualifications or whatever don't match the something or other. I don't know. So I ended up calling the housing portal, and keep in mind, my time ticket was pretty close to like the housing deadline too.
Oh yeah.
So there was maybe like, there wasn't a lot of time. So I ended up calling them, and I was kind of like, hey, like what's going on? And they were like, oh, it's just a problem we're having right now. Like just wait it out. So I try like the next day, still not working. I called them back. And they're like, yeah, the higher ups, they're talking about it. They're aware, there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So, because I had expressed to the person on the phone, like, hey, like the deadline's coming up. I'm kind of stressed. And they're just like, there's nothing you can do about it. This was some like poor high school student. And I was kind of like, thanks. It's not your fault. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at President Mearns and like everyone else, not him specifically, but like
I remember the website crashing.
Oh my goodness, it's
like
so
whenever
bad.
It first opened for us freshmen, like it crashed multiple times.
Oh my goodness, it's so bad. And the thing too is the same thing happened again this year. Like, and I had to end that story. They ended up just putting me in Noyer, and I think they put us in the nice room as kind of like a hey, we're sorry thing. But it happened again this year, like where I got that same notification. I had to email them and they were like, oh, it should be fixed now. But like if and I wasn't the only one who had this issue either. Like I was reading things online about people who are also having this issue. And if you were aware this issue's happening and you were actively not doing anything to prevent it, like I'm sorry, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
Like with all the money I'm paying to go here, like I kind of expect a better experience. Like with all the money you're getting, like try to find like a better system, like because the Star housing portal or whatever it is, that's not it.
No,
that is not.
It's awful. It crashes. It lags all the time. Like it's just.
I was telling my parents, I think after that happened, or like even over the summer when I had to access like 500 Ball State portals, like anything with the words Ball State and portal in the title, you know it's not going to be a good experience.
No, it's like it always crashes or it won't load or like it won't even open sometimes. That's what my favorite thing is.
It's so terrible. I hate it so much.
It was awful.
Yeah.
But my last question is, if you could live anywhere else, where would you live?
I'd probably stay in Noyer.
Probably. But if you had to move, where would you?
If I had to move, let's see. What are some dorms like Noyer? I haven't been in a lot of the other dorms. Like, what are the other ones that have like the Jack and Jill style bathrooms?
Kinghorn.
Kinghorn? Mm-hmm. Okay, then I'd probably go to Kinghorn. Because that's close too. Because something else I like.
It's not only 2 rooms to share. I think it's 4 rooms. It's 8 people who share the one bathroom.
Oh,
but it's got 2 showers and 2 toilets.
Is it connected to the room?
No, you have to like.
Oh.
But it's right outside the room. Like you literally just go right outside.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, are there really no other dorms that have like Jack and Jill style bathrooms?
I don't think so. BotSwin, Schmidt.
I know.
North and like Beyerl all have the same style bathroom.
Yeah. Wow. Dang. However much extra Noyer's costing me, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow.
Because Stu and Woodworth have communal bathrooms. I knew how that. Kinghorn's got like the 8 people bathrooms. I don't know what Stu East is like.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'd go with that then.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Because, I was talking about location. That's something else I really like about Noyer. It's more or less in the center of like everything.
Yeah, it's like right there.
Yeah. And like, it's not far from the David Letterman building. Like the David Letterman building's practically like a 3-minute walk or something.
Mm-hmm.
North Dining's not too terribly far away. Woodworth is pretty much right there.
Mm-hmm.
The amphitheaters, for better or worse, is like right there.
Yeah.
It's a little annoying, like when they're doing like loud shows and I'm like trying to do homework or something. But
yeah, or sometimes I go out there and they're playing just the drums. Like they're just all out there by themselves.
That's my least favorite.
Yeah.
Like when someone's just like practicing the drums, I'm like, can we not? Like, no offense to those people, like.
Whenever they do it
nice
on
for
top of the
bit.
parking garage too. They'll play it on top of the parking garage. I'm like, dude, can you go anywhere else?
Yeah.
It's fucking annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Jack. Well, that's all we had for today, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a comment and a rating. That way we can get some feedback from you guys on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Did I say that right? Of course. I always fuck that shit up. But we'll see you guys next episode for the finale.
For the finale!
Yes!
College Life Unscripted is a production of Jack Ringenberg Media. This episode was produced by Jack Ringenberg and Kayce May. For more Jack Ringenberg content, visit us online at jackringenberg.com. The views and opinions in this episode belong to the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of Jack Ringenberg Media or Jack Ringenberg.